Hi everybody, I'm Stefan for a-plus.com, and in today's tutorial we are going to continue our series by creating this element of our interface. So let's get started. First of all, just double click on the rectangle mask tool and remove the fill from it. We want only a stroke with the thickness of 3, and let's set the opacity to 25 of our reference image, and we can even increase the thickness of the stroke probably to 6 or 5. And now we need to create a solid layer, and let's name it and set the opacity to 30%. And using the rectangle mask tool, we can just draw a shape, and we can pre-compose this, and let's call it button 1. And in the project panel we can duplicate a couple of times the button, and we need exactly 9 copies. So let's create 9 and just place it here. And we do that because it's going to be easier for us to keep track of different elements of the interface. And the rest is just positioning the buttons, which is a simple task. So I'm going to pause the video, position the rest of the buttons and continue. And here we are ready with positioning the buttons. So now we need to take the mask tool and set the stroke thickness of the shape layers to 2 and just draw a simple shape, or we can set this even to 1, and just duplicate the shape and move it over. And by the way, you can try to use a repeater, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to add a repeater modifier and open the repeater options and change the positioning for the repeater. So I think 34 is okay for our case, and let's set this to 9. And as you can see, we did it perfectly. Now we need to create a type layer and use our digital font, reduce the size to 15 maybe, and type some numbers, open the source text, alt click and paste our expression which generates numbers, and we need to set this to 10. And you can position your text and just duplicate it and offset it, and probably start here from 25 and duplicate it and offset it. And every time you need to tweak something, so it's not exactly the same, you need to change some numbers, but that's a repetitive thing. So I'm going just to duplicate the layers and leave randomizing things to you. As you can see, we are ready with positioning our numbers, and we are going to select the pen tool and just draw another shape. Oops, unselect all the layers to be sure to create a shape layer, and just draw a shape here. Set the thickness to 2 and click away, create another shape, and we are going to add a repeater modifier this time. Open the transform repeater and just play with the positioning, and let's increase the number of copies here, and I think we are good to go now. So just close the layer, and now let's focus our attention on creating these circular elements. So I'm going to create a new composition which is going to be 200 by 250 pixels, and let's call it circle, and let's create a new solid layer and call it master circle, or just circle, doesn't matter. Go to effect, generate, and choose circle. And for the circle radius, we can set this to 100 probably, and we can set it to thickness, so we have a line here, and alt click on the radius and let's type seed random and this expression is going to generate a random seed for our circle, and if we duplicate our layer, it is going to generate different random seeds. So it's very useful because we create only one layer and just duplicate it a few times, and it will generate different sizes. And we need to increase the size of our composition maybe, and increase the size of our circle. And now we need to just copy the expression and alt click on the thickness and just paste it, and we are going to change it a bit. Like so. So the idea that is going to generate a different thickness for the new copies we create. So let's select the layer, come to effect and go to transition and choose radial wipe, and let's alt click on transition completion and just type we go 0.5, 50 just to give it some random movement, and just alt click on the start angle and paste the expression and change it to 0 and 360, and basically it will generate a random seed between 0 and 360 degrees. So as you can see, that this is our first circle, and let's set the opacity to 30%, and if we duplicate some circles you can see that we get some nice random circles. So I think this is good for now. Let's just increase the size of the composition just a bit more, and of course delete some of the layers, change the size to be a comp size, like so. And we need to type some text here, increase the size, and just paste our expression for the type right here. So we generate some random numbers here, as you can see, and probably you need to scale some of the layers in order to get a different interesting results, or you can play with the expressions and stuff like that, but that's up to you. And as you can see, we can come back to our main composition and take our circle and just scale it down and position it here. And there are some type layers that you need to put there, and let's create another element, just a very simple shape, and we are going to add the repeater and open the transform repeater and play with the positioning like so. Increase the number of copies to probably 50 and type Wigo 1,50 and set the end opacity to 50% as well, and you are going to generate a random moving element like this one, and we need just to duplicate the element and offset it right like so, as well as the circle element. And basically that's it. Hope you like this tutorial and it was useful for you. Once again, I'm Stefan for 8tutsplus.com, and we'll see you next time.